My name is Jerry Whitehead. I'm a Plains Cree from Saskatchewan.
So what do you do?
Well, I've been an artist most of my life, so that's all I do.
Why do you do what you do?
I don't know. It just it's one of those things that you fall in love with, and then it stays with you for the rest of your life. You know, it's a lifelong passion.
Do you have a life-changing moment that developed your art?
Life-changing moment. I wouldn't say a life-changing moment, but it's more like people that come along in your life that change directions. I think that's the biggest part. I had a couple of people that did that. Like my grade 1 teacher's nephew came and see me while I was finishing high school. Told me about this Indian art program in Regina, and that he kind of directed me that way. And another part was a couple of friends of mine were going to get married in Nova Scotia, and they invited me along to be the best man. And while I was there in Halifax, I applied to an art college, and I ended up living there another 4 years. So stuff like that changed the direction.
What art do you most identify with?
I guess the art is probably native art. I love a lot of aspects of native art, and there's also European painters that I like. So a lot of the expressionists, and yeah, abstract art.
What themes do you pursue?
I usually, the themes that reflect in my paintings are about family, because I come from a large family, and presently I have a large family, so it's all family, continuous family.
What is your favorite piece that you've created?
My favorite piece would be, I think when my children were little, they're like little babies. What I used to do, I used to get brushes and put it in their little hands, and then get them to do little marks on the canvas. Then I do my own around it, my own painting. So it's collaborating with them at the beginning.
Why do you make art?
Oh, it's really fulfilling. You know, it's something that it's almost like it's a self-healing thing. Like it encompasses all that stuff. Like, you know, in times of when I'm really feeling rough, you know, I just really get into painting real hard, and then it helps you. You know, it's like meditation kind of thing, I find.
How did you start making art?
How did I start? I think I just loved drawing when I was a little kid, and I used to get whatever material I used to use just to draw, either be ashes from a fire, like, you know, like charcoal and stuff like that, or I used to use my dad's bullets as lead too, as a pencil, and you know, I just get catalogs, just paint, just draw over everything.
What is more important to you, the subject of your painting or the way it's executed?
So, I think the way it's executed is more important. You know, I know what the subject's about, but being able to convey it on canvas and stuff, it's kind of tricky. So there's a lot of obstacles you go through, I guess, as artists when they put it on canvas.
What is the best piece of advice you've been given?
Best piece of advice would be You know, I think being patient, you know, my grandparents used to say always be patient and stuff, and it's the same way with artists, you know, you gotta be patient. Like, things are not gonna come overnight, you know, I've learned that already, like, you struggle for about 10, 15 years before things start happening for you. So, patience is probably the biggest.
How do you work?
How do I work is, I try to get at least a few hours in a day painting, either drawing or just putting down ideas, you know, just to continue the process, right? Because a lot of artists seem to stop and then they got to start up again, you know. But you got to keep continuing with your ideas.
What's your background?
I was born in Saskatchewan. I'm like a Plains Cree, and I come from a family of 12. There was 5 girls and 5 boys. In my family, I was the youngest boy, and I've lived there most of my life, and moved here and there, and finally I'm here in Vancouver painting, and I've got a little family here.
What role does the artist have in society?
I think he's there to make it look more attractive for people and more better, you know, for the betterment of people. Otherwise, we'd have just a black and white world if there was no artists. If you come to think of it, Mary.
Can you describe a real life situation that inspired you?
Real life situation. So wait.
Remember to answer like the question.
Okay.
Ask the question then.
Can you describe a real life situation that inspired you?
I guess the thing that really inspired me when I was young is my mom used to do these colorful braided rugs that she used all colorful cloth in strips, and then as a child I used to kind of play around in all these colors, so I think that's my biggest influence there with all the color that I use in my paintings. And I don't know if you've seen those rugs, they're braided and they're made into circles and ovals and stuff like that. So she was probably my first.
What is your dream project?
My dream project would be, I'd be being involved with the hotel here at Squatches. I think there's a bigger application for artists on buildings. I think I'd like to do bigger stuff on buildings with my art.